Alright guys, I have got snapdragons to harvest and deliver today. It is a rainy day. I don't feel like I've done a lot of content this week because I've been cooped up inside. The weather has been so nasty, like raining nonstop, just not ideal where you want to come outside and do something. But we all know part of having a farm is that animals still have to be fed. My case, flowers still need to be harvested. And so I decided to brave the weather for a little bit this morning and come out here. Probably going to be a shorter video, just because I do have to make that delivery and it is super gross. But let's head to the high tunnel. We have been really started like cranking out the snap. So when we first started doing the snapdragons, I was getting maybe one bundle, and we bundled them in groups of 15 for that particular flower. But when I harvested on Tuesday, I got like 4 or 5 bundles, which was our biggest harvest like to date for any type of flower, so that's exciting. And then tomorrow we have a massive work day, and so we're gonna be planting out our first round of sunflowers. And y'all already know that just has me so excited. So flower season is certainly here. We'll be putting up the trellising in the greenhouse for all of our tomatoes and cucumbers. So we certainly haven't forgotten about food production. Along with planting out the sunflowers tomorrow and doing a lot of prep for that, we're gonna, we've cleaned out most of these beds, but we're gonna go through and get the kale out. We're gonna douse all of our beds with some prebiotics and then start hanging up the trellising system for our tomatoes and cucumbers. And so things are really gonna be rocking and rolling pretty soon. As soon as we get those tomatoes in here and those cucumbers in here and the peppers in here, we'll have to put the shade cloth on here, but things are gonna be rolling out way quicker in this tunnel than they will be outside. So even though in years past I would have already had everything planted out in my garden by now, I don't really have hardly anything except flowers. I know that this will be really like my first summer. So Jess planted this greenhouse last year, and then I ended up like taking it over and we planted our ginger. But all the tomatoes, she had planted out the cucumbers, and then we kind of, she passed the baton in the middle of summer, and we really took that responsibility on, just because she didn't have a means, you know, to can it and things like that. They were in the process of moving. But from like start to finish, this will be my first time growing in a high tunnel like this, and I'm really excited. We're gonna be taking those detailed notes I talk to you guys about often on what yielded the most. I actually ended up weighing all of our cabbage to see how many pounds that we got. I will put it in here because I don't remember, it's in a note in my phone, but we yielded so much cabbage out of just a few beds. It was insane. We did have a new snapdragon variety. Look how pretty that pink is. So I'm excited about these. All right guys, let's get busy harvesting. This is gonna take me a hot minute. There's more snaps in here than I realized, but I'm here for it. No better way to spend a rainy day than out in the tunnel cutting flowers. It actually sounds kind of dreamy, right? So I do have some wonky stems here. snapdragons really benefit from being trellised, and we just didn't get the horticulture netting up here in time on our stuff. And so what happens is instead of them growing straight, they grow super wonky. So usually what I do with this, if I have enough of the wonky ones to make a little arrangement in my house, I do that. If not, I typically give these to the farm stand and just put them in, but I don't actually charge her for them. That way, if she was making like smaller little pint mason jars, she could actually cut this one off here and it would be fine. And I kind of just give those in there as like extras, but I don't charge for them. And so if you are selling, and maybe you're thinking about selling, not even flowers, but it could be even produce. If you've got some grade B produce, throw it in there. That way they can choose if you aren't going to use it anyways, or especially with the flowers. And it kind of like just builds that relationship, like, hey, I'm giving you, and even most times too, I'll throw in a couple extra that aren't wonky either. If I have a couple that I can't do anything with, like 3, 2, 3, 4, not enough to make an arrangement. So I'll throw them extra in case a stem breaks or something, she has backup, and I don't charge her for that. And it just kind of really builds that relationship. And I don't know, I just find that like my customers appreciate that I do that. So maybe if you're thinking about selling, that might be a little note to jot down. It is funny to me too, we certainly had certain varieties that did better. This was the purple snapdragon. It produced more and faster than the other varieties of like the white and even the pink. We're just now starting to see some of that pink variety, and even then a lot of that it died. It never actually made it through the winter. But these purple ones right here have just been like showstoppers. They've done really well. All right, you guys, just like that, I have got flowers ready for the farm stand. So this is what most of my Tuesday mornings and Friday mornings look like. I absolutely love it. I couldn't imagine spending my mornings any other way. I know this was a short video. Nathan and I have a big announcement for you guys tomorrow, so make sure you tune in to see the news that we have to tell you. But thanks so much for hanging out. I'll talk to you soon.